What's a weird fact that keeps you up at night?
Speaking of incredible, I don't know if this has got something to do with a monsoon, severe updrafts. This was sent in by Atiana out of Yermo, California. And they don't have monsoon or heavy rains over there very often. I think they get about 5 inches of rain per year. But on this day, according to Atiana, her niece took this video of some more incredible lightning, and it looks like the atmosphere was also doing something quite remarkable that day. I have never...
This is so creepy.
This is Black Agnes. The statue is titled Thanatos, which means death. If you sit on her lap, you will have bad luck or die. Would you dare?
If you don't believe in ghosts, I want you to keep watching and look at these 3 videos and explain to me what is actually happening. This is my work security camera, and the orbs always coming from different locations. We don't have lights on. The curtains are shut. What could this be?
Unexplained things caught on camera that will make you question literally everything. This reporter was live on the air when this happened. I slowed this way down so you could see it, but her eyes are going to shift into a completely different kind of shape and form. What the heck is this? Follow for more.
Imagine that you're just like, oh, I'm going to take a picture of this nice deer. And then you're like, huh, what is that? Hold on. You get closer. And then it's like, that's a ghost.
This video was made by one passenger of an international flight. They flew over Poland, and a guy managed to film something gigantic, shapeless, and simply soaring in the sky. There is no kind of creature that we know of that fits this description. What do you think it is? Write your opinions in the comments. Throughout the city, sirens are sounding, alerting residents of the impending disaster. But a terrible, rolling roar from the depths of the hurricane made this witness of those events turn the camera on and then turn it off. Is this Cthulhu? What do you think?
This 7.5-mile-long hole was dug by the Soviets in 1970 to learn about the Earth's crust. It took them 19 years to drill until they broke through a cavity where they lowered equipment, including a heat-resistant mic. The temperature was 1100 degrees C or 2000 degrees F. They recorded 17 seconds of before the microphone melted.
Could this be what NASA found? Could this be why NASA stopped searching the depths of the sea and started going to space and trying to find ways to get off this planet?
Did you know that there's one day in the entire year where if you look into the mirror, you will see the face of the man or woman that you're going to marry? Now, this superstition actually came from the Victorian era. People were very, very superstitious back then, and they had quite a few beliefs about mirrors. One of them was that if a young lady looked into the mirror on Halloween night, she would see the man that she was going to marry. Now, this might seem very silly to people of modern age, but at the time, this was actually a very huge thing. Tons of people would do it. And because Halloween is supposed to be the night where the barrier between the living and the dead is the weakest, Victorian women would use it to their advantage and head to a mirror to see if their true love would be reflected back at them. But sometimes things would go wrong, and instead of seeing their future husband or wife, they would see the spirit of someone who died, and it would terrify them. So yeah, I don't know if I would recommend doing this.
What are some deeply unsettling facts that you know? If a hamster manages to get its hands on your body if you are dead, it will use chunks of your skin. hair and other stuff to make a nest, leaving a very bloody and messy scene behind. In 1933, a doctor named Carl Tonsler raided the tomb of a female patient with whom he'd become obsessed and stole her body. He lived with the corpse for 7 years. As the body fell apart, he attached the corpse's bones together with wire and coat hangers, and fitted the face with glass eyes. He was only caught when someone saw him dancing with the corpse in front of an open window. All whales eventually lose the energy to surface for oxygen, so they basically just sink and drown. Veteran criminals in the gulags would recruit naive prisoners for their escape attempts called cows for the sole purpose of eating them when they ran out of food in the Siberian wilderness.
Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. Or did she? More facts I think you should know about the Lizzie Borden case. Around 11:05 to 11:10 a.m. on the day of the murders, an ice cream man saw a woman come outside of the barn. She knew this woman was not Bridget, the maid, because he had sold ice cream to her before. So what does this mean? This means someone saw Lizzie come out of the barn the time that she said she did. People argue, well, they investigated the barn and they didn't find any footprints or anything. Well, that's weird, because 5 minutes before that investigation of the barn, 2 kids snuck in there and ran around playing in the hay, looking for the murderer. Odd that no one noticed that, and odd that the investigator didn't see those footprints either. It's not Lizzie's fault you're blind. Also, one of the investigators did an experiment. Deputy Sheriff Francis got on top of the Borden woodpile, got on top of the barbed wire fence, and shimmied along the whole length of it. No one saw him do this. I wonder who else could have done this? The murderer?
We'll show you some really strange things that you never expect to see in a church. You'll see some really weird footages that are very hard to explain. Let's have a look. Marriage is a kind of event where you see uninvited guests all the time. We're all used to that. But what if it's not just some random person, but a really weird looking someone? Clearly, this guy was not invited. And who the hell comes to a wedding dressed up like that? Look at his head. Where is his jaw? Seems like it just disappeared somehow. Nobody knows who this man was and how come no one's... In May 2018, near one of the Catholic churches of Massachusetts, some man took a video of a really strange and somewhat scary looking woman. She wore a dress, she had black hair, and was acting in the most bizarre fashion. I mean, this is the type of stuff they do in circuses. She climbs that pillar like it's the kind of stuff she does all the time. Look at that, guys. Such strength, such vigor. Right up that thing. This video got viewed many times. Whatever it is, it looks really weird. Perhaps this woman is possessed. I mean, I can't find any possible explanation for this kind of behavior. Unless...
What is happening?